Hi everyone, my name's Andy Cook, Key Account Manager at Texlocal. I'll be hosting today's webinar. Basics we're going to be covering is how to use the online platform, so uploading contacts, sending out a campaign, and then viewing your reports. In addition, we're going to be looking at some of the key functionality to enrich the content, such as adding attachments, embedding short URL trackable links, and also maybe including a mobile optimized survey form. So before we begin, what if I could ask everybody to do is just grab their mobile phones just to participate in the webinar. We'll be asking you to text into our shortcode keyword, and this will get you involved and you can kind of experience some of the services we have to offer. Okay, so what you can see here in front of me is our home screen to the Messenger platform. It's basically a 30-day overview of all of your activity. So you can see all inbound and outbound activity, how many kind of page hits you've got and any links that you do include. In addition, you will see daily updates from Textlocal, so news and tips and tricks, other kind of services and products that we have available. You can click on any of these to find out more or even download any reports. One of the things that is quite useful and we advise everybody to download is our mobile app. You can get them available on the App Store if you've got an iPhone or on Google Play if you've got an Android. So let's begin. So I'll go to the contacts page. This is where you're going to basically create groups and upload all of your contacts before you send out a campaign. Now I've already set one on here today called Webinar. What I'll do is just show you how to create a new one, how to upload contacts. So we'll click on New Group and we'll simply call that Test. Okay, so now the group's been created, you have three options in order to upload contacts. Simply click on Add, Paste, Upload, and it will give you your three options. The first one is to add a contact in singularly, so that can be quite time consuming, probably not the best way to do it. The other two ways are much better, which is Paste List. So this allows you to take a list of contact numbers from an Excel spreadsheet, for example, and just copy and paste them directly into the group. This is quite useful if you're just sending a simple text out without any inserted merge fields like their first name or anything else referenceable. Our system will also detect the contact number and its format. So for example, if the 0 was missing off the front, or if there was any gaps or bracket spaces, it'll wipe all that out and it'll put it into the right format, which is +447. The third option is to upload, and this is the most commonly used one. This allows you to upload contacts from an Excel spreadsheet. So if you can imagine you've got columns A, B, C, for example. In column A you may have the customer's mobile number, in A you may have their first name, and in B you may have some sort of reference number or an ID. So if you click on your Excel spreadsheet just by clicking on Upload File and then browsing through your folders, select the right file you want and then simply upload it straight in. Now one thing you would have seen on the Add Single is these custom fields. So you have the option to merge the text message as you would an email, so you can personalize it to each individual. So for example, if I were to put my mobile number, my first name and perhaps a reference number in custom one, I could say, hi first name, please be aware that your car is due for a MOT on custom one, which may be the date in which it's due. And then it would simply personalize that message to go out. So what I'll do, if I could kindly ask you to open up a brand new message on your handset and type in the number 60777, that's one of our short codes, and then in the content of the message type webinar. So open up a brand new message, the number you're sending to is 60777, and the word you're texting, the keyword is webinar. Okay, so webinar on 60777. When you text in, you will get an auto reply back. This will have links and attachments in there which showcase our service. We'll look at them shortly. But in addition, what it will do is it'll add you to the group ready to send our messages. Okay, so if we go to contacts, we can see there's a few people texting. We've got 10 10 registers for the webinar, and there they all are. Perfect. Okay, great. So if we go to the send page, this is where we're going to compose our message. You'll see on the left-hand side we've got some of the groups that we've already created, such as test group and webinar. On the right-hand side we've got our message details. This is where we're going to select our sender name and the content for the message. Now, each sender name is character limited to 11 in total. This can be words or numbers. So if you want to obtain replies, it would have to be sent from a number, i.e. a virtual mobile number, or using our simple reply service. But majority would send from a word, like your business name. For example, I put here Textlocal. But you simply click on that, and you can add any additional new senders that you'd like. Textlocal also saves a historic view of every single message that you've sent into templates and history. Or if it's easier, if you click on send and click on templates and drafts, you can actually generate templates that you can reuse over and over again. For the purpose of today's webinar, what I'll do is just free type a message. Okay. Now what I'm going to do now is show you the ability to insert merge fields. Now, taking into account that everybody that's texted in to webinar on 60777 wouldn't have included your first name or surname, so this wouldn't necessarily be used for today's webinar, but if you did want to include them, you simply click on any of these fields and it'll drop them in. So for example, you could just type hi first name and it would be personalized to that individual. Okay, now what I'm going to do is show you a couple of the additional functionality like attachments and short links. So simply click on add attachments and links, and the first one I'm going to do is attach a copy of our PDF brochure. So click on attachments. We give you the ability to upload a file onto our cloud server. It's held securely, so don't worry about any information being shared with any third parties or anything like that. We give you a full list of supported files, so you can attach video files, Word documents, PDF documents, even video files and sound files as well. For today, I'll attach our Textlocal brochure and simply just click on Insert File. Okay, now it takes up around 26 to 32 characters of your message content, so it's completely free to add an attachment, but just be conscious that you only have 160 characters per SMS text or per credit. If you go over 160 characters, it simply uses 2 credits per message. Now you'll see that there's an addition to the end of our link, which is link track. What this allows you to do is generate a unique code per individual person within that group, so you can actually track through who's clicked the link, what their contact number is, what phone they're using, even what screen resolution and browser, so you can really get some intelligent data from it. Okay, so that's our attachment tool. You've got up to 10 megabytes that you can download. The only downfall with this service is that dependent on the type of file you're attaching, some customers may not have smartphones, you just need to bear that in mind. And also, because it's downloaded from our server, they would have to be internet enabled to download the attachment. Okay. Right, the second feature I'm going to show you now is the short link tool. What this does is take a standard URL and makes a shortened version. This is basically a nice way to shorten down the amount of characters you're using within your SMS text. If you have a landing page which may be 100 characters in length, used for your own internal tracking, that's going to take up a lot of your characters, so why not use a shortened down version? And you can also enable phone tracking on this as well. So a nice way to kind of view a response rate or click-throughs on that. Okay, so we'll insert a link. That's going to push you to our Textlocal website. Okay, now you can see it's pushed us over the 160 character. You will get a warning to advise. You also have the option to schedule messages, so appreciate you may be quite busy this afternoon, so you might want to get it out of the way this morning and save you the hassle of having to send it there and then. So just simply click on schedule. You can select the relevant date and time for your campaign to go out. Obviously we won't be doing this today. We'll tick that off and we'll send it straight out. Okay, now with every marketing campaign, it is imperative that you include an opt-out path. This gives your customers the option to text in to remove themselves from your marketing list, so they won't receive any type of SMS communications again from you in the future. We give every single Textlocal account a free opt-out path. For example, the free one on this account is JK7GH stop. We also have a web option as well, so you can insert this link, and if they clicked on the link, it would then take them through to a page where they could enter a short code just to opt out for free. For today's webinar, we're going to include webinar stop, and now our text is ready to go out. There are a couple of advanced options. Not every customer would use this. The first one is segmentation. What this allows you to do, if you've got a large set of data, maybe sending to 10,000 customers at once, you may have an inbound sales team that's going to be picking up these calls, and you wouldn't want them all getting bombarded with calls at once. So you can actually spread how often you want the messages to be sent out over a course of time. So for example, between 9 and 1 o'clock this afternoon, I would like them to go out at 15-minute intervals, and it will be spread out over that course of time. Okay. The second option is validity. So some campaigns may be time sensitive. Potentially it expires at midnight, for example. You wouldn't want somebody picking up the phone the next day and receiving that message and it's no longer valid. So you can put a validity date on that to say after this this date and time, if the customer hasn't received it, the network simply won't deliver it. However, you would still be charged for that message, so please bear that in mind. Okay. So what we'll do is select the group webinar, message is created, you've got the right sender name, so we'll just click send. Now what it'll do is it'll pop up with a preview of what the message looks like, so it gives you a chance to sense check it and make sure everything's right in the right format. It'll tell you where it's being sent from. In this case it's Textlocal, which is a word sender name, so it states here in bold at the top that you would not be able to receive replies to this text. As mentioned earlier, if you needed to obtain replies, it does have to be sent from a number. Okay, so I'll send that through. Textlocal use Tier 1 connections, so that's direct to UK operators, with an average SLA of around 3 seconds. So hopefully if you've all got a good signal, you should have that message through any second now. So if you want to click through and click on those links that I've included, so you've got the attachment tool on the first one, that'll download our corporate brochure, and the second one will navigate you through to our main website. And what I'll do now is go through to the reports and show you, how you can view them, what the different delivery statuses mean, and how you can export that and manipulate that data. Okay, so the first report that I'm going to show you is a group message report. So simply hover over reports and click on SMS group messages. Now you can see that we've got a report from today sent out at 10:13 to the group webinar from the sender name Textlocal. It used 26 credits, and this was the message content. We do have the option to backdate any campaigns from the date in which the account was opened. So you simply click on the date range tool and select on how many days you want to go back. If it's a specific date or between particular dates, you've got full flexibility there to pull all your reports. So if we click on check, it'll open up the particular report, and as you can see, we've got a few delivery statuses here. 12 of the messages have been delivered, which means that you've received them on your phone, you've opened them, and then you've also got pending, so somebody's still waiting for that to be delivered through the network operators. It also shows some of the links that were clicked and how many unique clicks there were. Now if you click export as CSV, what it'll do is it'll drop all that information into an Excel spreadsheet, and it'll include the information like the customer's mobile number, the date and time it was delivered, the delivery status. You can then use that to cleanse the data. If, for example, you had a high amount of invalid contacts, if you had a high list of invalid contacts, you may want to remove them from the groups that they're stored in, place them into the opt-out group, or cleanse the data at your end. Okay, what I'll do is show you the short links report. So this is basically looking at the links that we've included and seeing how many people have clicked them and what the kind of click-through rate was. So if we hover over reports and click on short links, we can see we've got a few in here at the moment. This is the one that I used for our corporate brochure using the attachment tool. So you just simply click on View Stats, and what you'll see is obviously we've been using this particular one for a lot of webinars and demonstrations over the course of the last kind of 6 months. But you can see today, for example, we've got around 3 unique clicks on that brochure, which people have downloaded, and it'll also give you the screen resolution and also the devices that we used. So this could be used quite intelligently by your marketing teams to showcase, which customers are using particular phones. So say if you were designing an app for your customer base, you could kind of target that and tailor that app to suit your current market. In addition, you've got the option to export all this information again into an Excel spreadsheet. I won't do it because it will show all the numbers of previous people that have been registered into the webinars, but that option is available. Okay, so one of the things that we haven't discussed is reply services. I did go through quite briefly when we were sending out the text. So the first option is the simple reply service. Now this allows you to send a standard text out. It takes a virtual mobile number, which looks like any normal mobile, so it's 07, whatever the number would be, and it allows you to enable replies. How it charges you, it charges 1.5 credits per outbound message. So say if you send into a group of 100, it'll charge you 150 credits, but when a customer replies, it'll go directly into this inbox here, and you'll be able to see all of the messages. Another option that we do have available is something called a dedicated long number. Again, it's a virtual mobile number, but it's dedicated to you as a business. You actually get to choose the number, and once you've purchased it, it's live on your account. Rather than charging 1.5 credits per message, we charge 1 credit per message, but there's a monthly rental fee of £25. Alternatively, you can purchase it for 6 months with a 20% discount, or for 12 months with a 40% discount. So those are your options available. Now what's interesting is the settings on these inbound services. So you can see here you've got a response function. So if, for example, somebody did text in and replied to one of your outbound messages, you have the option to tailor an auto reply to be sent back to them. Maybe thank you for your text, somebody will be in contact with you shortly. In the meantime, if you have any questions, please call this number. And then you just click Save Settings at the bottom. We also have the option to forward any incoming messages to an email address of your choice. So for example, if you've got a sales team, you may want to send them a notification every time a new message comes in. We also have the option, if you're quite technically minded, to forward incoming messages to a URL. So that's basically using our API gateway. Any inbound messages can be posted to your CRM or your data management system. But I'll go into the API in a little bit of detail shortly. Okay, so that's our reply services. One of the main things I wanted to show you today was a survey tool. This is a relatively new service to the market, launched probably about 3 or 4 months ago. Used as a way of obtaining feedback from your existing customers. It can also be used to capture data, so method of data capture. Say, for example, if you were registering people for an event, or even if you've maybe got a list of customers but you haven't got their email address, you may want to send them out a text saying, please fill out this short survey form. They fill out their name, the email address, and any other information you need, and then it's all captured within the Textlocal account. How the survey tool works is that it's built on a mobile web page, and you basically send out an SMS text with an embedded short URL link. When somebody clicks that link, it then navigates them through to the survey form that you've built. The types of questions you can ask can be drop-down lists, multiple choice, checkbox, yes/no answers, star rating. You can even ask them for their date of birth, or a particular time, or anything you want really. You can create it in a way that it's staggered, so you can have your logo and corporate branding on there using titles. And what I'll do now is show you an example. I basically built an 8-page guide of the survey tool built on a survey form. So it's across 8 pages, and this is what each page would look like. So you basically add an item to page, click on the edit feature to select your image, for example, and then just click Save Item. For each title, you just drop it onto the page, click on Edit. You can rename the title and then click Save. And for example, for a welcome message, again, you get the ability to name the item and then its content. So it's pretty straightforward and easy to do. And then if you click on the preview page, you can preview it as you go along, making amendments to make sure that it looks right. So I think probably the best thing for me to do, rather than go on in too much detail, if I send through a copy of this to the webinar group. So when you click Send Survey, you can see it creates the unique link that you need, and it drops it into the message content. So please click here. Okay. I'll select the webinar group and we'll send that through. Okay, so you can see that it's charged 2 credits per message. This has not been upgraded to our main kind of tool. There's 2 pricing options for the survey tool. The first one is a pay-as-you-go, where we charge double the amount of credits. So if you go back to the reply services, a simple reply, we charge 1.5 credits per message. A pay-as-you-go option for the survey tool is 2 credits per message. So if you wanted to say send this to 100 people, it would charge just 200 credits. So if I send that through, again, fingers crossed, that should be with you in a few seconds. If you want to click on that link, each page has a little bit about the survey tool and what it's capable of. So it'll give you a little bit about the titles, a little bit about text entry boxes, a little bit about the types of questions you can ask, and all the different kind of features that are available on it. So have a look at that now, or in your own time. You can re-click on the link later. It's entirely up to you. The other pricing option for the survey tool is a monthly contracted option. So again, it works out the same like a dedicated number for your replies. The survey tool, you can rent it on a monthly basis at £25 a month, or with your 20 or 40% discounts for 6 and 12 months. So if you were to use this tool and you were sending to more than 500 people on a monthly basis, it definitely works out much cheaper to rent it at just £25. So that basically covers, most of the features on here. There is one that was missed, which was mobile pages. We'll go through this quite briefly because it's quite an easy tool to use. It's basically a free creator tool, so you can build a mobile page. If you're sending out a text, you've only got 160 characters to use. You might want to get more information out there. You can basically create a mobile page, including your logo and any other content. You can format it as you would in Word, so left align, right align, different colours and fonts, including hyperlinks and images. And then all you would do is, once it's been created, again, it'll create a short URL link that you can embed within your SMS text. So pretty straightforward and an easy tool to use. Okay, so that basically summarizes everything that's on offer to our Messenger platform. Hope you found it useful. Following the webinar today, either myself or a colleague will be in the office. You can contact us on 01244 573 240. That number again, it's 01244 573 240. Or you can send in an email to our sales email address, which is sales@texlocal.com. That's sales@texlocal.com. Brilliant. All right, well, if you have any questions, as I said, send us through an email or give us a call, and it would be great to catch up. Thanks for your time.